We're back with Sonic Advance with our final, hopefully, episode of doing this. Yeah. So, there are a couple of Chaos Emeralds left yet to acquire. And I'm going to pick the most reliable explorer to accomplish this task. Now, the first Chaos Emerald location is a location that we haven't been to yet. In Zone 3, Act 1. Casino Paradise. I keep missing my opportunity to get to this place, but I am not going to miss it again. We're going to get there this time. There's no two ways about it. Get across this path in order to make sure this is the right way that we're going, and I don't care if I lose rings, because we're going this here way. This here way, boy. We're going up, up, and ever upwards. I said up. Find them Chaos Emeralds. Whoops. Not too far, though. We don't want to fall in there. Yep, special stage spring is right here, and where is that save state button? Because that's exactly what I am going to do for this. Because I don't freaking. We want to get this done. I already went through all the trouble of doing this the legitimate way during my original playthrough of the game during my first Let's Play 9 years ago. I'm not doing that again. I've got an emulator now, and I am going to abuse the ever-living heck out of save states. Alright, yeah. Just making sure there, because I pressed the button and it didn't give me a message. We're going to get these Chaos Emeralds, and that's going to be the end of it. Don't think you can stop me. Dang, damn it. Yeah, we got a problem. Nope. And if I have to do this too many times, there's going to be some editing, of course. But with any luck, that won't be the case. Again, I keep missing rings when it's an automated path. Automated path! Why do I even try? Keep telling myself, ignore the automated paths, they just cause trouble. They exist to be troublesome. Okay, come on. Ignore the automatic path. Whatever, fine. We made it. And another save state right here. Just so that we won't have to do both halves all over again. And I am telling you, that looks like I'm already gonna have to do that. Alright. I mean, I may not have, but considering the number of rings that I missed in that line, I did not want to risk it. Alright. That's all the rings I need. And to continue, I don't really need because we're not playing games for saves. And you know what? I think now that I have the... I think once it registers that you've got a Chaos Emerald, you don't have to worry about completing the stage after that. We'll see. But we have one more Chaos Emerald to get, and I will meet you when we get there, because we already know where that location is, so... See you in a bit!
Whoop! There it goes! Yep. My brain stopped.
Okay, we're here. So, let's get on with it. This one just exists to do nothing but irritate me. I remember this is the one where the very first time I almost had it. The tails will not fail this time. I will make sure of this. I've completely failed. I am just completely... God, what is wrong with me? I said I'm not going to fail. I'm not going to fail! Don't press me, game. I'm not in the mood to be pressed. Also not in the mood for these special stages in general, because they're just... They're just taking all the things that I already didn't like about certain special stage types and adding another layer of things I don't like on top of that. Not being able to see the rings I'm going after because my character is in the way of my own full view of the screen. And depth perception, you know. At least with the Sonic 2 special stages, as difficult as they were because of how fast and how little time that you had to react to things, you could see where the... You could at least see where the darn rings were. Okay. And with that done, we have all 7 Chaos Emeralds. Good job, Tails. With all 7 Chaos Emeralds in tow. Uh-oh. I didn't think about that. Oops. Okay, apparently I was wrong in thinking that I had secured the Chaos Emerald. I guess I had to finish the stage. Ugh. Okay, well, I'll fix that off screen and I'll be back in a bit. Okay, that's all the Chaos Emeralds secured. Well, I say secured, but the fact of the matter is I'm going to have to complete this stage in order to 100% assure that I have secured them, so we're going to have to cut to that next. Okay, with the stage passed, and once we get on to the next, once the next level loads up, that should mean that the Chaos Emerald that we got during that last level has been secured, and now we can reset the game. And then we can now pick it up, now that we have all 7 Chaos Emeralds, as Sonic the Hedgehog. And unfortunately, unlike classic games, Super Sonic is something that is restricted to final boss stuff. However, there's a little bit of an odd thing regarding accessing the final boss. You can't just go to Final Zone and beat Eggman and be done with it. No. You actually have to beat... You actually have to beat you have to come into the final zone from the level that comes before it in order to unlock the activation for the supersonic cutscene. It's an odd thing, I know, and I don't quite understand why it's a thing, but in order to get to the true final boss of this game, I'm gonna have to beat this level again, so back in a few once more. Well, we're almost done here. Hurry up. There. And of course, instead of running off, which is what he would do if you just picked up the X Zone normally, Eggman is the one who runs off, and Sonic follows him to the edge of this area and sees his trail lead straight to the moon, whereupon he turns into Super Sonic and follows! Does seem like a long way away, but, you know, apparently Super Sonic can move at the speed of light. Or like a lightning bolt, I don't know. But the final boss is, of course, always a giant Eggman robot. However, there's also a little bit of a problem. You don't get any rings naturally in this stage. They don't drop from any... the only way you're gonna get them is if you get these little Pokeballs? I don't know. I always just called them Pac-Man things, but I guess when you think about it, they do kind of look like Pokeballs. I'm not sure what Eggman's thought process was on that. It's just like, hey, they work on electric mouse. Maybe they can work on like lightning bolt hedgehogs. And to be fair, they do catch Super Sonic, but they don't damage him. And he doesn't stay caught for long, and also breaking them open before they do catch him nets you some rings to keep Sonic going. So basically, you using these Pokeball things on me, Eggman, means Super Sonic can keep up with you indefinitely. At least semi-indefinitely, I suppose. It's also rather irritating because the only weak spot on this is, of course, the head, and it's kind of a tiny, target. Like, nothing is going to damage you in this fight. Everything in this fight is about delaying Super Sonic, which is pretty bad when you need rings. Like, nothing can hurt him. Nothing can drain his rings. Which is, you know, what you expect from Super Sonic. Uh-oh. I may be in trouble here. Come on, just let me hit the frickin' head. There. Like, I knew there was only one hit left in him. But anyway, that is it. We've completed Sonic Advance. Of course, you know, despite Sonic going to the moon to defeat Robotnik, he doesn't seem to be coming back right away. So you gotta wonder... And I really do have to wonder myself as well, considering the short period of time it took Sonic to actually get to the moon from where he was, why it took him 3 days to come back. Because, yeah, that is Sonic. Like, you expect Super Sonic, you expect Sonic to have perished after that? Heavens above, no. But there's... like, several questions here. 1, why did it take him 3 days to get back? 2, how did he manage to keep up his super form for all that time? Like, what was he doing? Why was he doing it? What was the purpose of taking so long? But whatever. That my friends, was Sonic Advance. What I can only describe at this point as the least painful of the Advance trilogy. Which is a bit of a sad commentary, considering that I still place this, in general, above Sonic 4. Either episode of Sonic 4, honestly. But the more I look at it, not by a significant margin. Like, I think the one major thing that I can definitely say that this has over Sonic 4 is control. Because I think this controls just about as well as any classic Sonic game would. And it is near spot on. And, you know, I hold that in pretty high regard here. And I would also like to say that the character selection is pretty darn good. You know, you can play as Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy. You know, you have a lot of options, but at the same time, all those options start to reign through all the underlying problems of the game's design. You know, things like, you know, getting from point A to point B as certain characters versus a certain other character, basically anyone but Sonic. And perhaps Amy within a liberal degree of reason. You know, this game has just sort of given me pause to think about what is it that makes Sonic so special when he's just... Every other character is just Sonic, except they can fly and climb walls. They're just better than him in various ways, and I feel like this game is very unbalanced because of that. It's still good, and I would play it before Sonic 4, but maybe wait a while. Well, that all said and done, that was Sonic Advance Replay. Next up on my list, obviously, is Sonic Advance 2, but I think I'm going to take a bit of a break from doing Let's Plays for a while. Need to get, well, first of all, some breathing room for Sonic Advance 2. Let's skip this. Inverted. Don't need. Oh, also, while we're here, we might as well have a look at various other things. Like, first of all, there's a tiny Chow Garden. Now, this is where all your Game Boy Advance connectivity with the Sonic Adventure 2 battle game on the Nintendo GameCube came from. You know, you put your Chow... You could raise your Chow here, like, you rub the egg, see if we can get the egg to hatch. Come on. And you have a Chow! His name is... Shape. Well, I mean, we can rename him if we want. But that's your Chow. And this is... it is interesting that... This is probably not the best place to start off with a Chow, because your Chow all start at level 1. Whereas in Sonic Adventure 2, they would... La la la, I sing great, don't I? Yeah. And he will talk to you. But... with them starting out at level 1, it means your level growth is not really going to be that good. I'm happy. I'll always be happy. Yeah, that's good to know. Now, aside from this, you can also press the left trigger button and get access to various fruit to feed your Chow with. Give gifts to the religious love it. Well, I'm going to give you a gift right now. And these fruits are all pretty darn good because they allow your Chow to... You feed them to your Chow, and they'll actually level up stats other than stamina, so that's pretty good. And of course, with that in mind, you could transfer any of these fruits or whatever you have in the garden, aside from the Chow itself, onto the GameCube. So you could transfer these fruits to the GameCube, feed them to your Chow there. You can also get other Chow eggs, like this. I think this is the only way in the GameCube, Game Boy, that era, to get a hold of the Jewel Chow, the Not the shiny ones, but the jewel chow, like sapphire and whatnot. But it's a little expensive for me to be able to acquire right now, so we just have the basic chow. There's also pulling weeds to make sure that the chow stays happy in the garden, and mini games like this. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, rock, paper, scissors thing. You're on a bit of a timer here, though. And it helps you gain ring. It's just a time-wasting game to let you collect a small piddling amount of rings, you know, add to your ring pool. But another game is the matching mini games. And of course, I was not paying even the slightest bit of attention. Yeah, memory game. Oh, some of them were right next to each other. Oh, that... Let's go... Let's do it. Time for the three-legged race. I don't think there's a way to do that shape. But unfortunately, yeah. Oh, wait. One more thing I could show off real quick. If we can just get back to the options menu. Real quick. You know, we have the Tiny Chow Garden. We have the options, which happens to have Scrap Brain Zone going on in the background, if you find that interesting. This is where you can change the game level, so I recommend please change it to easy and leave it there! If you ever want to play this game for yourself and have a decent time. You can switch on or off whether or not the time over is a thing. And then there's the button configuration, language configuration, deleting your game data, and sound test, where you can listen to the various music in the game with Amy dancing to maracas. Or dancing with maracas. And I think this is a relative constant throughout the Sonic Advance series. At least until the third game. I think they don't have a character doing anything in the third game, but, you know, the dancing girl sort of thing. In Sonic Advance 2, I believe it's Cream, but yeah. Alright, now let's put an end to things while they're still worth ending. Next time, we'll be back with Sonic Advance 2, but don't expect that to happen right away. I've got other things to do for a while, so until then, thank you for watching. Social media links in the description. RCFS, and out.